Thanks for clicking in, folks. We are the Astro-Nots, and we're going to be talking about Planet Crafter. In this episode, we're going to talk about how it was a great surprise, what we liked about it, and a little bit of the DLC. Joining me in this episode, we got Cmdr.Trusin and Calypsee, our science officer, who we referenced earlier. Let's play that badass theme music, and let's get this going.
Astronauts, a space-bound team, navigating galaxies from our PC screens, exploring new worlds and cosmic sights. Join our crew and enjoy the flight.
All right, folks, we have a special guest for this podcast.
Special.
Yes, very special. Well, first of all, let's go with the normal guy. Cmdr.Trusin is joining me.
Yep,
I love you, True, but you've been here.
I'm here.
And our special,
It's a slow day. It's a slow day for Starship Simulator. So here I am.
Yes, it is. And then our special guest is our science officer, who we've referenced in plenty of the other videos. Her name's Calypsee. She's actually in the science. Callie, how's everything going? And thanks for joining us.
Hey, it's going pretty well. Thanks for having me.
Now, we wanted to have you on Planet Crafter because you seem to really like this game. And so why don't you give us the first take? Like, what did you expect when you were getting in, and how did this game surprise you?
Listen, Bosa, we've been friends for, what is it, 8 years?
Almost 10. Yeah, 8, 10.
Something like that. Some number of years.
And the number just keeps going up.
The number keeps going up, yeah. You love dragging me into games. And I remember when you showed me this game and you're just walking around this wasteland, just picking up stuff with your little thing. And I was like, really? You guys like this game? I don't understand it. And I don't know, y'all were so confident in it. And you seem to be having a great time, and it wasn't that much. And I don't know, you're convinced, and so you convinced me. And I mean, that's how I find most new games, is through you.
You did say something that you are right. We walk around and we pick up stuff with a dustbuster. That's like what we. I just now clicked with me. That's what we're doing. We're like sucking shit up with a dustbuster.
Yeah, it's got this little laser on it. And that was like, you guys didn't want to spoil anything for me because you were a little further into the game, right? So you're just like, this is kind of what it's like. And I was like, the gameplay loop is like walk around and collect stuff.
Yeah, it starts off pretty slow, doesn't it?
Well, I think it starts off intense because you have no air. You're just constantly diving back into your one-room habitat.
Well, that's my favorite part of the game, is like I actually hold my breath whenever the O2 starts running out. It's like try to get back before I black out.
I do too. I instinctively hold my breath if I'm either underwater or otherwise like deprived of oxygen. So it really brings the realism into the game. But I'm really glad we played though.
Well, so for the people listening, let's kind of summarize what this game is.
Yeah, you go first, Trusin, and then I'll give my take.
Okay, good, because I'm going to approach it from an engineering standpoint. So
as you should.
It is a resource management survival game where you build progressive machinery that makes the number go up faster and faster. And that's why we had called the game Number Go Up.
Okay. Callie, how about your take before I give mine? I'm sorry if you heard Trusin. I don't know if I like that or not, True.
Jeez, thanks.
Go ahead, Callie.
I mean, I don't think it's incorrect. It's a survival game. There's a bit of resource management, but maybe I don't feel it as much because we had, our base buddy taking care of a lot of resources and the management therein. I got to explore more in this game and discover, which is what I like doing in games. So I felt like, there's a lot of survival, but there's the discovery element and that kind of the sense of wonder that you get while you're trying to survive.
There's definitely a lot of wonder in this game. So my take on this is, yes, it's a survival game, but the unique aspect of this game is you're terraforming this planet. And they did such a great job of what you do in the game, whatever machines you build, whatever units you build to terraform, you have to build heat. There's the mining drills, and then there is oxygen. And you keep getting different things to make better and better machines. As you do this, you terraform the planet, and it changes as you do that. And it gives you access to new things. For instance, like there's an ice cave, and you could see items that you want in the ice cave, but it'll tell you, hey, this ice will melt, and then you can go get that stuff. So then you want to raise the heat of the planet. So I think it's this beautiful dynamic terraforming survival. It's not a simulation, that's for sure, but it's this little game that really rewards you for playing into it and, you know, finding the resources, building the machines, upgrading the machines. God, you could keep upgrading the machines. And the payoff is that the planet changes around you. Like, I was hooked. The first one, this is like a small spoiler alert, but your first achievement is blue sky. And I'm like, oh. And then we start building little machines and plants and little stuff in a base. And eventually you get the blue sky. And it's like really cool. Like, you're like really proud that you put blue sky on your rustic Mars looking planet.
Now the game is made by a handful of indie developers, right? And it doesn't look the greatest, but the gameplay elements win the day for me in that one. So you know, you can let some of the graphic stuff go, and even some of the like movement mechanics and stuff are a little wonky, but the game is just so addictive because you just want to keep. They did a really good job of pacing the next carrot, you know.
Yes.
You know,
Well, I want to get to the next one.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the graphics. They were cohesive within themselves at the very least. And I've played games with worse graphics, and probably bigger budgets. So I don't know. I like the graphics. Kind of add a bit of a sense of whimsy to an otherwise like inhospitable planet.
Yeah.
yeah, they weren't bad. I'm not saying they were bad. I'm just saying it was an indie.
They're not, like-
It was an indie game. So like, if there's a lot of people I know that would look at the screenshots and be immediately turned off. And so I was making the point of, don't let the look of it turn you away. Give it a try, and
Definitely.
see if you get hooked on. Oh, I want to get to the next step. I want to get to the next step. And oh, as I'm progressing through these steps, life is getting easier. Like I can breathe longer. I can, you know, I can move faster. Like things are just getting better and better and better, and you just always want to move towards the next goal, and that's the addictive quality I think that it brings. And so that was my point.
It's an addictive sense of achievement. Like it's really good. Like it keeps the unlocks and the next thing that you can do interesting. Like, ooh, you know, if we get the heat up, we'll get this unlock, and if we get the oxygen up, we get this unlock, and you just can't wait to get it. So it did a really good job keeping you there. I'm looking on the Steam page right now, and even though the graphics are saying what, you know, they are what they are, and you see them, like, again, don't hold the game to its graphics. There's 42,000 overwhelming positive reviews. Like, this is one of like the most successful indies I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, they did a good job. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't argue with that, and it hooked us in all the way through. And it's one of those where, you know, usually when you play a game for a long, this happens to me, when I play a game for a long time and I feel like I've kind of experienced the game loop and I kind of know what's coming next and what to expect, I start looking forward to our next game while we haven't even finished the current game. And in that particular game, it just felt like you were always on a hook. Like you always were, you know, except for that last stretch, right? That last, when you've unlocked everything and you're trying to get to that last goal and you're like, it's so far away and you're waiting for that number to go up.
Yeah, we're just sitting, waiting, camping out, waiting for
Hanging
that
out in
to
the
come up.
control room, just, you know, twiddling our thumbs. Yeah.
I was doing stuff, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And
I had new items to play with.
There was
so-
nothing for me to automate at that point. Like I was done. My job was over.
those drones were working. Oh, I didn't want to spoil that, but you had something automated very well. I'll say that. Kudos to your engineering capabilities. What also was a nice surprise in this game was they had a lot of silent lore, as I like to call it, where you're not forced to listen to cutscenes or anything like that, but you're still fascinated at what you find all over the planet. Callie, I know you like that, so you could say something.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Silent lore is my favorite way to experience like the lore. story-based games where you go and you sit and you talk to a character and there's a cutscene back and forth. Not my favorite. I enjoy the silent lore because you have to seek it out, and I really enjoy the discovery aspect in games. I want to go and be like, I want to go look at that giant like rock wall and see if there's any caves in there. And then in that cave, I might be rewarded with a piece of secret lore, which is great for someone like me who enjoys exploring because I'm going to find that secret lore.
And I
that
think
silent lore.
a lot of times in games like these too is there's like one story. So all your lore is focused around one story. What I noticed about this game is there were several stories.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we had that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yep,
go ahead, finish.
there are several stories. Yeah. And you're rewarded by exploring and finding those stories, and they're interconnected. But you don't necessarily lose out on anything if you don't find it. Even if you didn't find a single piece of silent lore, even if the only lore and the only world building you got was the intro message at the beginning of the game, you can still enjoy the game and have a good time.
Yeah, it just the lore was very rewarding. You're like,
I enjoyed the
"Ooh."
lore. It carried a lot of weight for me because I would find stuff and I would go, oh,
And
wow.
a lot
We
of
did hear that a lot.
a lot of the lore was directly connected to the world itself and like the locations. It would reference, or you would be like, oh, that's why that's there, or that's what that's for. Like, and you would just start seeing this bigger picture of everything, of why you're even there, and that's, and we're there as space convicts, which we noticed that in a lot of these space games, we're always convicts. It's
Yeah,
like,
for some reason.
why
can't I
always
be a
prisoner?
normal?
Right, yeah, just a normal astronaut. I don't want to be a convict.
It's a
astronaut.
fantasy game, okay?
I'm a prisoner. It's my fantasy. There was a little region, I'm not giving any spoiler alerts, but it follows one particular character, and if anybody's ever seen Castaway with Tom Hanks, it's almost like you can find a mini story like Castaway if you're looking for like little journal entries and stuff, and you start feeling for this person that you've just never met. Like, oh man, I hope he made it. So they did such a good job.
Yeah.
For me, oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to talk about the DLC where it's like, I know we have yet to jump into it, and I'm like, I wonder if they've put the same amount of attention into the lore in that DLC, if we're going to discover more things like that.
I hope that was actually one of the more fun things to do in the game. And no spoilers, but there are some awe moments where you're like, oh man, like you are actually kind of thrown back a little bit with some of the set pieces and stuff that they made. So kudos to Miju Games, like it was great. And I wanted to comment on the actual gameplay, because the movement and how everything worked, like obviously inventory management was big, but it's so fast. Like you can upgrade your speed, you get to lockers, you can throw things into lockers, you could pull things out of lockers, and you can craft the thing, you can put it down, you can go zoom back into a locker, do your next thing. So you really could be like a little speed demon crafting stuff. There's no like realism, if I may, when it comes to building. Like you just need to put a habitat down, like a little room, boom, it goes down. You need a locker, boom, it goes down. You need your, like, one of the craziest things is like you can make a rocket, the landing pad for the rocket goes up. So like it's very snappy, very quick, and it's almost kind of neat, like because it's a number go up game, you could really try and speed your way through this game. It's almost like a style that you could do, but it's very rewarding. Like that sense of super fast control, I felt was really rewarding. And when you learn your shortcut keys, man, you're like throwing stuff in, you're pulling stuff out. It really gets fast and kind of awesome. I don't know if you guys felt like that.
We did kind of speedrun the game after the three of us finished our game. Barbosa, we went back to get you that last achievement that you were missing, right?
Yeah.
And you and we sped run the game. We were just like, we know everything. Let's go. Let's get stuff. Let's build stuff. Let's do stuff. We just kind of, ran through it.
And I think that's a credit to the controls. The controls are so fast and snappy.
Now, so this game didn't really do our normal thing of like asymmetrical roles, but I feel like there was enough diversity in the game that we kind of fell into roles and
Oh yeah, for
followed
sure.
our thing, which, you know, I could always appreciate when games let us play to our strengths.
Like you were the automation guy. There is automation in this game. I was the rocket man, putting rockets into space, and Callie was like the science explorer. Like she's finding like the different areas where things are, and we all just, the three of us, just worked so well playing this game. I haven't heard any testimonies from anyone else and like how their experience was. I'm curious to read what other people's impressions were. Probably should go through 42,000 overwhelming positive reviews to see if that's the case.
I mean, there's also a demo available for this game, so
Right.
you can try before you buy.
I'm
good-
looking at
that's a
all the
good
good
point.
reviews. They're like 50 hours in, 70 hours in, 40 hours in, 240 hours. Like people love this game.
I have 128 hours.
Well, where are we doing that? We're checking. Okay,
Oh boy.
It was just on my screen already.
that's good. What's the game called? Planet Craft.
Wow.
I'm at 99.
130.7.
Woo!
Oh, I think I left my game on for 2 days.
Oh
Actually,
yeah, that I
do you remember that
remember.
at the
I
beginning?
remember that. We were like, "Damn, Callie's in there playing for a long time.
She
Like
loves
without,
it.
she's playing without us, dude."
I did. It was like what I saw when I went to sleep. I could see myself going around being like picking up little items and stuff, you know. So I wanted to be playing that much. I was playing in my mind, so
Yeah, I was at work, like rocking in my chair, like, damn, I need to get back to Planet Crafter. Like, we had that unlock come in. I just couldn't wait for it. I had to go sleep. So, I think it's accolades all around to this game. Miju Games, you guys did a fantastic job making this game.
Thank
We
you,
loved it.
Miju. We're looking forward to
Yeah.
your next one.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I'm looking forward to getting into Humble Planet.
Oh, hey, Miju. Think asymmetrical space games. Let's see what you could do with that.
yes. Can you
Vessel
unpack
co-op.
that a little bit?
Vessel
Vessel
co-op.
co-op. Let me emphasize that one more time. That is the genre that I'm trying to push. It's not labeled yet, but vessel cooperative is when you got all your multiplayer friends on one vessel, whether it's Sea of Thieves, jump ships coming out, Starship Simulator, Void Crew, there's Pulsar, our favorite. These are all, you're on a vessel and you got a crew, and the crew has different roles. We would love to see what you do.
Yeah, and you can even do it in your existing Planet Crafter universe.
Yeah, talking big talk right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of being a convict, can we fly? One of those.
Can we go chase the convicts? Oh, and then it would be cool if at the end of it we like crash into like the Planet Crafter planet because we get pulled in by the thing, you know, like that's
Yeah.
just the ending.
We never disabled.
Right? Yeah.
If I may,
Pretty
now,
cool.
I don't want to spoil the experience because I loved it as is, but there were no adversaries. So that's
Right.
one
There's no
thing about this
fighting.
game.
Yeah. There's no
There's
fighting.
no
Well,
fighting.
there are adversaries, but it's not like your normal enemies. It's like the environment.
Yeah, like there's
It's like-
meteor storms and stuff coming in.
And like air is your biggest nemesis.
I would have just liked to
Food,
be-
at some points, food is your
Oh,
biggest nemesis.
food, yeah.
You remember
Oh,
when
gosh.
we were just all we're like, grow now. I'm so hungry.
like, folks, we were literally standing around like one plant,
Watching food
waiting
grow.
for it to grow. Like, please,
Who
I'm
gets this
starving.
one? Who gets this one?
I didn't die at all in our run.
Yeah, we did good.
Just barely, but
Humble was a different story.
we've only just started scratching the surface of Humble, but I'm pretty sure I have died 30 times.
Yeah. We kind of stopped caring about dying. I remember our first playthrough in the regular one, and we were like so worried about dying, and we tried so hard not to die. And then with the expansion, we died the first couple of times, and we're like, okay. And now we're just dying is the fast way back, right? Like that's
It's just part of the gameplay loop.
And I just want to express this to Biju, but like we figured out that if we just dump our inventories, we're gonna be fine.
Right,
We just,
yeah.
we just throw our inventory, and we're like, guys, it's getting dark. It's getting black. I'll see you on the other side.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, so I don't know if you want to like maybe penalize dying a little bit more. I don't know. It's up to you guys, but
No. It's very peaceful.
it's very it's very zen, right?
You just kind of blip out for a second, and then you come back, and you're like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yep, gotta go find my stuff.
I simply don't run around with any stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's a good strategy.
Yeah, especially if you're running low on oxygen or food or something.
Or all of them.
Well, and then because you come back with like no food, so you're just and you're gonna die again. Like in a couple minutes, you're like, I got 2 minutes to explore. So I'm going down again.
And it's going down.
The best part is when you die of hunger and then immediately come back and immediately die of thirst. And then you're like, all right, my food and water are good for a short period of time.
Yeah. So I don't know, Miju, if you want to maybe do something with that mechanic that might help a little bit. But other than that, you guys have an amazing game. It came out of nowhere. I don't even know where I saw it advertised. I want to say maybe it was like a Facebook ad or something.
You saw me playing it, I thought.
Really?
Because I was
Where
playing
did you get it from?
I was playing it first, and then you were like, what is that? And then we started playing it together because you were worried because I had already been in it. And I was like, well, I didn't get that far. Because I had just gotten to Blue Skies when we were talking about it. And then you and I started playing it.
Oh, right.
And then we got a little farther, and then Callie came in, and we were like, all right, we'll start over, and like, so yeah. So I'm not, and that's why I'm at, if you look at our hours, it makes sense, right? Like I'm.
Yeah, you're right. Except she had 2 days. She was
Right.
Like 48 hours straight. Just didn't stop.
I wish.
But where did I get it? I don't know. I find all these weird space games. If it's got space in it, I've probably got it and played it and tried it.
Yeah, we are forever looking for the sequel to Pulsar. Like, it doesn't have to be Pulsar from Leafy Games, but we're looking for that feel. Like, I want that again. So I think that's part of our draw.
I think the next Pulsar-like experience we're gonna have is probably gonna be Starship Simulator. Void Crew's gonna be a good experience, but I don't think it's not gonna rival Pulsar. It's gonna be its own unique experience, I think. But Starship Simulator is gonna give us those asymmetrical rolls where we go on an adventure. However, I'm a little concerned. I don't think that the story is gonna be there like it is with Pulsar.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a story there in Starship Simulator, but it's not gonna be as guided or,
Well, you know what they could do? And they could take one from Planet Crafter. There was micro story in regions of this game. So it's not like you needed to know the story for the whole game.
Right.
But if you started paying attention when you got to one region about like the Tom Hanks Castaway, that one area, like, oh Tom, all right. Oh shit, I think he figured something out. I think he made it. I'm not sure. Yeah. Regional stories may actually be like the way to go. That way nobody feels left out.
Well, and then it could be ever ending, right? Because he's got a 1-to-1 scale of the whole galaxy, and so then you end up with like you could never have enough stories to fill in the whole galaxy for the what I mean, like so you would always have room to expand new stories into new regions and whatnot. I guess we probably shouldn't turn this into a Starship Simulator.
Yeah, I don't want to, but again, we're just giving Miju Games props for
right. Yeah, good job,
Silent
Miju.
Lore and Planet Crafter. We loved it.
Build more
and
games.
We're looking for more planets and definitely some sort of space game.
Yeah,
Callie,
keep it in space. Keep it in space, and we'll talk about you more. All right, so good talk, guys.
Yeah, good talk. How about that theme music, man?
Oh yeah, we're gonna sign out here.
Wait,
yeah.
Before we
There you go.
if you like our content, our space games and our survival craft conversations, please like and subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate that. That'll put us into the algorithm. We are your Astro-Nots because we're not astronauts. We hope you like it. Subscribe. And now we can play that awesome music.
Thanks for the chat, Callie.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
We're astronauts, a space-bound team, navigating galaxies from our PC screens, exploring new worlds and cosmic sights, Join our crew and enjoy the flight.
No, I want you to know that stresses me out.
What stresses you out?
And that better not be in a blooper. Just the music fades.
Now it has to be.
uh,